Is self-sufficiency even possible nowadays? Their water froze overnight. Let me know your thoughts on sustainable living and if it's even possible in this current day and age. My goal is to live a simple life, and that seems to be increasingly difficult to achieve. How much farther into the bush do I have to go to be left alone? Hey guys, it's Kitty Kate on the Homestead. Do you ever have a moment where you ask the universe for a sign? I asked for a sign yesterday, and it sent me into a tailspin. I'm gonna shoot this all over the property today because I have a lot of thoughts and they may be a bit disjointed, but I'll see if I can't weave them all together. So yesterday I was asking the universe for a sign. I was looking for a cardinal or a small plane in the sky. Those are usually things that make me think of my dad and make me feel like he's here co-creating and watching over me. I headed into town to run some errands, and I forgot to shut my hood after I turned the kill switch on, and I got a little bit down the road and my hood blew up, smacked my windshield, actually cracked the windshield, scared the ever-loving crap out of me. Fortunately, I didn't go off the road. I was able to safely stop. I got my hood shut, but then I couldn't get it open again. So I'm just driving down the road, la la la, literally singing to myself about how I am divinely protected and smash. Needless to say, I felt pretty stupid, and I called my road husband, Scott, to ask for his help. He was very reassuring. He told me I'm not the first person who's had their hood fly up, and he was just happy I was safe, and he would be down as soon as he could to try to help me get it open again. Which of course he did, and there was no harm done. My day was a write-off because I was a basket of nerves after that. He actually brought by a few beer and spent the afternoon just chatting with me, and we went down a little bit of a rabbit hole together. So of course, I'm thinking, okay, universe, what lesson am I supposed to take away from this today? It left me thinking about what is the point of all of this, and are all of these efforts ultimately in vain anyway? Being out here trying to provide for myself and build a sustainable life, and even then apparently I'm not independent enough because I have the help of a neighbor, and recently was criticized for being a poser for stating that I am out here trying to do it by myself. Everyone's got to have an opinion, right? Why do people suck so badly? Nowadays, everybody has a phone, and they feel so emboldened to police everybody around them. We've had people drive by our properties, and if they don't see a bale of hay in the field with your animals, they will report you for starving your animals, having no clue how we treat them and how spoiled they really are. Once I posted a video of my animals here in the enclosure, and I received a comment about what a sick, heartless, twisted individual I was to gain pleasure from cooping these animals up with, and I quote, "not a blade of grass to be seen," without even realizing that I have about a half an acre of pasture fenced off right on the other side. People think that my little horse should have all this pasture to run around on without even realizing she's not a split hoof animal, and she can colic and die if she has too much pasture to graze on. Horses are very often raised on sand and fed just hay for that reason. So I'm careful about her amount of pasture, and what I have right now is more than enough for her and my 2 small goats. Add to that, I am so close to Ottawa that this whole area is just becoming a part of the urban sprawl as people look to move slightly outside the city within commuting distance. Around here, towns that used to have a population of 1,000 people have grown to 30,000 in only the last few years. It really makes me wonder how much longer before we have developments all around us. And those are the people driving by properties like mine, making unwarranted reports. I had a completely legal brush fire here over the winter, complete with a permit, and somebody still had the audacity to drive by and call it in, and I had the fire department here. It didn't end up being a big deal for me, but mind your own fucking business. How much farther into the bush do I have to go to be left alone? Coming from the city, I really felt like I moved to the middle of nowhere, and I'm realizing that that's not the case at all. One of the things that appealed to me about this property was that all the land around me is zoned as agricultural, and so nothing could be built on it. So I thought that meant that I would not have to deal with any more neighbors. Apparently now, that's already changed. New regulations are allowing people to build as many homes as they want on a given parcel of land. Unfortunately, I already have a new neighbor building a house right across the road from me. Is self-sufficiency even possible nowadays? It has me questioning. Government regulations are insidious and they creep. Even in my lifetime, the amount that the government has their hands in everybody's business has increased exponentially. It's just been a little bit at a time, so nobody notices. We've still got to pay our property taxes. Heating with wood seems sustainable, but you need gas for your chainsaw. And what about bar oil? What are you gonna do without that? I guess if you're strong and fit enough, you can take down small trees with an axe. How are you gonna sharpen it without electricity for your grinder once it becomes dull? I guess we'll all be sharpening our tools with stones when the grid goes down. How are you gonna keep your basement dry without electricity for your sump pump? I always joked that I could hook a bike up and pedal power my generator. Most homesteaders are still working jobs to pay for these things. Personally, I am trying to set myself up so that this is my full-time job. Sharing my experiences here on this YouTube channel is a part of my investment in the sustainability. Obviously, through this channel, I can earn a small revenue that can contribute to this life that I'm trying to build. Obviously, I don't know if that will be enough, but time will tell. Is sustainability really a viable option? I've been trying to put my energy into getting the garden ready because growing my own food always makes me feel a little bit more resilient. Speaking of gardening, here is my guest room nursery, my starter garden that I have been working on since January. I have a pretty good variety of plants that I have been able to sprout. I'm very pleased that I finally have some tomatoes sprouting, as well as some marigolds. That's some cilantro, and hopefully I have more seeds that will pop in the next few days. Now I do try to look on the bright side of things, so perhaps I unknowingly avoided a head-on collision with a transport truck yesterday. And the universe was just saying, stop. Okay guys, well that's it for today. If you're here till the end, I appreciate it very much. I do have a philosopher's heart and mind. It's actually what I studied when I went to university. I enjoy extrapolating conceptual thinking from events in my day-to-day life. So let me know what you think. Am I missing anything? Let me know your thoughts on sustainable living and if it's even possible in this current day and age. My goal is to live a simple life, and that seems to be increasingly difficult to achieve. Until next time, happy, healthy living. I hope you're all doing well, staying safe, staying kind. I'm Katie Kate on the Homestead, and I'll see you later.